Welcome to lesson 20. Go ahead and complete the first page. Make sure that you are taking your time. First one is changing improper fractions to mixed numbers, and then the next one is adding fractions, and make sure you turn your final answer into a mixed number. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on to main dish part 1. We're going to continue doing our work with multiplying fractions. So in the previous lesson, we used a model to show how we can multiply a whole number and a fraction together, and then use repeated addition to solve for it. So we're going to do the same thing with this first one. We have 6 groups of 3/4. So then I'm going to do break my bar into 6 pieces, and in each piece we're going to give it a value of 3/4. Then we're going to add up those 3/4. And when we do that, I'm just going to skip out my 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. This time, unlike our previous lesson, we're getting fractions that are improper. They're greater than 1. So we're going to practice simplifying and turning them into mixed numbers like it says in our directions. So I'm going to think 18 divided by 4. Well, I can fit 4 into 18 4 whole times with a remainder of 2. And then my denominator stays the same. So my final answer would be 4 2/4. Moving down to the second half of our page, we have, now we're turning it into a multiplication expression, which is a number sentence. So instead of using a model, instead of using as many words like groups and in each group, we're going to break it down a little bit differently. So we have 5 times 2/3. And I'm going to use thirds as almost like a label. So it still sounds the exact same, just looks different. 5 times 2/3. So I can solve for 5 times 2, and I get 10. And then thirds, again, I'm just thinking of it almost as if it's my label. And so in fraction form, that looks like this. I have my 3 on the bottom. Really, all we need to do when multiplying whole numbers and fractions is multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. So now I have 10/3 when I break that apart and decompose. I'm going to get left with 3 wholes and 1/3 left over. Let's do some practice with that on the next page. It says solve each multiplication expression and simplify to a mixed number. So again, I'm going to say this multiplication sentence really, really slow. 7 times 3/5. So fifth is almost as if it's my label. So really I'm doing 7 times 3/5. So now I can just solve. Well, I know 7 times 3 is 21. And I know my denominator is still fifths. And now I can simplify. Asking myself, well, I know 5 can fit in 21 4 times without going over with a remainder of 1. My denominator stays the same. So decomposed it to, or simplified it to 4 1/5. Next one, 10 times 4/5. So I have 10 times 4/5. So this time I'm going to get 40/5. And when I divide 40 divided by 5, I actually get just a whole number of 8. Go ahead and try the next one on your own. All right, go ahead and do the same thing on your dessert today. Good luck.